Why we secretly fear freedom. The hidden truth. Plato warned us about. What if I told you that the thing you crave most in life, the thing you dream about when you imagine happiness, is the very thing you fear the most? Yes, I'm talking about freedom, not the shallow freedom to buy what you want, to scroll endlessly through feeds, or to pick your favorite flavor of coffee. I'm talking about the terrifying, raw, unfiltered freedom to live as a fully conscious, self-determined human being. And deep down, you already know this is true. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't keep sabotaging yourself. You wouldn't keep delaying. You wouldn't keep numbing yourself with distractions and excuses. You say you want freedom, but when it knocks on your door, you panic. You hide. You run. Why? Let's begin with something Plato once warned. Most people, when given freedom, rush back to their chains. He illustrated this with his famous allegory of the cave. Imagine prisoners chained in a dark cavern, staring at shadows on the wall. Those shadows are all they've ever known. Then one day a prisoner breaks free, stumbles outside, and sees reality. Light, colors, truth. But when he returns to the cave to tell the others, they mock him. They prefer the safety of their shadows, the comfort of their ignorance. Plato wasn't describing ancient prisoners. He was describing you and me. Think about your own life. How many times have you felt a whisper inside you telling you to break free, to change jobs, to walk away from a toxic relationship, to finally create the thing you dream about? And yet, you stay. You choose the cave, because the cave is safe. It's the job that drains you but pays you. It's the relationship that hurts but is familiar. It's the routine that numbs you but doesn't scare you. Freedom means stepping into the unknown, and the unknown is terrifying. Psychologist Erich Fromm called this the escape from freedom. He argued that most people don't actually want freedom. They want security, authority, someone to tell them what to do. Because freedom means responsibility. It means there's no one left to blame when you fail. It means the weight of your choices falls squarely on your shoulders. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, a man who resisted the Nazis and paid with his life, once said, "The ultimate test of a moral society is the kind of freedom it provides for its individuals." But he also knew how often people trade that freedom for the illusion of safety. Because safety feels easier than living with courage. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of us are addicted to our cages. We decorate them. We polish the bars. We convince ourselves that they're not cages at all, but homes, careers, lifestyles. We cling to them because we fear the pain of uncertainty more than the pain of mediocrity. That's why society rewards conformity. That's why leaders who promise easy answers, no matter how corrupt or shallow, rise to power. Nietzsche saw it too. He wrote about the herd mentality, the instinct that drives people to surrender their individuality for the comfort of belonging. We kneel before authority, not always because we respect it, but because it absolves us from the terrifying responsibility of thinking for ourselves. But let me tell you a story. In the mid-20th century, psychologist Solomon Asch conducted an experiment. He showed groups of people simple lines on a card and asked them to say which one matched another line. The answer was obvious. Yet when the group, all secretly actors, gave the wrong answer, most participants conformed, denying their own eyes just to fit in. Think about that. We would rather betray reality than risk standing alone. Now magnify that tendency across history, across nations, across civilizations. Entire societies have chosen lies over truth, shadows over sunlight, chains over freedom, and we do it every day in small, almost invisible ways. Maybe you dream of starting something of your own, a business, a project, a piece of art, but you don't. Why? Because the thought of failing without anyone to blame terrifies you. Maybe you know you're in a relationship that no longer nourishes you, but you stay because leaving would mean walking into the unknown, and the unknown feels like death. Maybe you've wanted to change your habits, to break free from the endless loop of scrolling, consuming, numbing. But when freedom whispers to you, you mute it with another notification, another video, another shot of digital anesthesia. We are, as Machiavelli might put it, complicit in our own subjugation. Leaders, bosses, systems, they don't have to work that hard to control us. They just need to offer us comfort, entertainment, and the illusion of safety, and we'll gladly lock the door of our own cage. But here's the twist. Freedom isn't comfortable, it isn't easy, and it will never, ever feel safe. Freedom means you will fail, you will stumble, you will be laughed at, rejected, misunderstood. You will feel the crushing weight of isolation when you step outside the cave. But freedom also means you get to live, to see the sunlight, to touch reality, to create, to love, to think, to become something that is truly yours. It means you get to write your own story instead of living someone else's. Nietzsche once wrote, "The secret of reaping the greatest fruitfulness and the greatest enjoyment from life is to live dangerously." Dangerously doesn't mean recklessly. It means daring to live authentically, daring to step into the unknown, to claim your freedom, to carry the responsibility of your existence with open eyes. Because the only thing more terrifying than freedom is the regret of never having lived freely at all. So I'll ask you again, do you really want freedom? Or do you want the comfortable illusion of it? The curated feeds, the predictable routines, the shadows that feel safer than sunlight? Be honest with yourself, because until you admit that truth, you'll never leave the cave. The world doesn't need more prisoners pretending to be free. It doesn't need more herd members echoing the voices of others. It doesn't need more people decorating their cages and calling it life. What the world desperately needs is you, awake, alive, willing to step into the terrifying beauty of freedom. And maybe that's why you're here, watching this right now. Maybe some part of you is ready. So here's the question that will haunt you long after this video ends. Will you keep choosing the safety of your chains? Or will you finally gather the courage to walk into the sunlight and live as though your life is truly yours? Because in the end, freedom isn't given, it's taken, and it's waiting for you.